My name is Paul McDowell. I'm a pastor here in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. The church is called CCAR. And I've been asked to talk about the topic of readiness. There's a lot of Christians today that, quite frankly, their heads are buried in the sand. They're being entertained by all sorts of things that the world has to offer, sex, money, vacations, you name it. The reality of it is Christians need to wake up. We live in a world that has everything to offer, but the one solution which we really need, which is Christ. And men today, and I'm speaking mainly to you guys, we're dropping the ball, quite frankly. If you look at churches, they're packed full of ladies, which I'm glad they are. But the question is, where are the men? There's plenty of males out there. There's plenty of guys out there, but where are the men? You know, back in the Garden of Eden, after Adam and Eve had sinned, God was calling to Adam. He wasn't calling to Eve. And it's not like God didn't know where they were physically at. He knew where they were at. But he talks to Adam, and of course Adam blames Eve, and Eve blames the serpent, and it goes on. But God has plenty of men. The church has plenty of men that are acting as males, and that's all they're acting as. But God is asking for godly men to step in their roles. So what I see happening is, in the homes, when you should have a man leading his family in prayer and leading his family to church and leading his family in Bible studies and just in life in general, the women are stepping up into roles that, quite frankly, they were never really designed to function in. And so there's this epidemic of lack of men. And I think it's time that the men in the church step up. Quit making excuses. Quit blaming society. You know, Adam could have said that, yeah, I dropped the ball. I didn't communicate truth correctly. But the reality of it is he didn't do that. What did he do? He blamed Eve. And so here's the reality, guys. We need to quit making excuses for why things are the way they are and man up. We need to lead our families. We need to lead our churches. We need to be examples in society. And until the men in the church wake up and start doing that, things are going to continue. In fact, I would say they're going to get worse. I've looked at the various women that are out there, and it's like they're screaming and crying for godly guys out there. But the problem is the dating pool, in a sense, is full of boys, children, and they've lost their God-given role. What God created them for. God didn't create them to be entertainers of the home. He created us to be men. And I, just like you listening, I dropped the ball in many areas. But the reality of it is God has woken me up, and he said, Paul, you can't sit on the sidelines anymore. And all of you listening to this need to realize that things are going to happen with or without you. Life will continue on, but we have an opportunity to change things. But the question is, are you going to step up? Men, we need to prepare. We need to prepare our families. We need to prepare mentally and physically and spiritually. And at what point are we going to do this? I love you guys out there. I'm not even sure who's watching this. This is my first time doing this, but guys, the time to sit on the sidelines is over. Society. I love you guys out there. I'm not even sure who's watching this. This is my first time doing this, but guys, the time to sit on the sidelines is over.